Hello everyone and welcome back to Zaclit Educational Channel. So in this video we are going to solve the Northeast Slate 2023 examination paper for the environmental science subject. Yes, these questions have been solved by the Zaclit team members and I have cross-checked that, and after that I am making this video. So still there may be some mistakes in that. If you find some mistakes, you can comment me in the comment section. So get ready with your notes because it is going to be helpful in the further examinations for the environmental science subject such as UGC NET, SET or CPCB exam. So without much delay, let's start today's video. So first question is, two statements are given, assertion and reasoning, and we have to find out whether both our statements are correct or some statement is incorrect, or it is giving the correct explanation of the assertion or not, that reason statement. So starting with the assertion statement, it states ecological succession starts in those areas where no living organisms ever existed. So it is absolutely correct statement. Next reason statement states physical environmental conditions do not support life in these areas. So this thing is actually wrong. This is a wrong statement because physical condition is a very important factor to support life in the areas, whether it is no life is there or life is already there. So physical and chemical, all these are important. So it is wrong statement, and here which option will be correct? The option will be option number C, that is assertion. So here option number C will be correct, that is assertion is true but reason statement is incorrect. Coming to the next question, again an assertion and reasoning question. So on the right hand side you can see here the statement assertion states that the thickness of the troposphere is highest in the equatorial region. So here this statement is absolutely correct. Reason states convective energy of the Hadley cells are more compared to other cells, which raises equatorial air mass to a greater height. So what are these Hadley cells? So these Hadley cells are also called as Hadley circulation. So they are one of the three atmospheric circulation cells, and you should know what are the three cells. Number one is this Hadley cell, you can write down Hadley cell. Number two is Ferrel cell, that is Ferrel, Ferrel cells, and number three are polar cell. So polar cell means, from here you can guess they are in the polar region. But where they occur, you should also know these three. Number one, this Hadley cell, this circulation pattern, it occurs between equator and tropics region. And number two, you should note down that Ferrel cell, they occur in between 30° north and south to 60° north and south region. And polar cells are occurring between 60° and 70° between north and south to the poles. So these things you should note down, and this reason is absolutely correct because of this convective energy of the cells are more. That's why the Hadley cells, they raise the equatorial air mass to a greater height, which causes the thickness of the troposphere. That means both are correct, and reason is giving the correct statement, that is correct statement, correct explanation of the assertion statement. So option C will be the correct option. So here you should guess that it is not that like UGC NET exam in the first option it will be given both are correct with the correct explanation. It is in the C option where it is given. So you should be careful here. Coming to the next question. Question number 3, again assertion and reasoning kind of question. So here question number 3 is assertion statement. Let us read. Soils rich in clay minerals have high levels of organic matter. And reason statement, let us read. It is saying clay soils tend to have low decomposition rate. So here what will be the correct option? So here correct option will be what? It will be option number A. Both are correct, and reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. So here you can see they have given in the first option, but there in order to confuse you they gave in C option. So here soils rich in clay minerals have high levels of organic matter because the clay soils tend to have low decomposition rate because of high levels of organic matter. So let's move on to the fourth question. Fourth question is on your screen. Match the following, right hand side. So here troposphere region, what happens in the troposphere region? So I will tell you one by one. So here the correct option will be option number C, that is troposphere jet streams are usually found. It will match with the fourth option in the column B. Next what will happen? The stratosphere. Stratosphere is what? It will match with the option number what? Option number 5. That means stratosphere, important layer to the aircraft. Mesosphere. Mesosphere contains coldest air mass. So C will match with what? C will match with 1. So if you know only that the coldest layer is the mesosphere, then you can easily select option number C and you can get the full mark. Similarly, thermosphere. Thermosphere is what? It will match with option number 3 and the column B. Aurora borealis, it is formed in thermosphere and it is the hottest layer in the atmosphere, that is the thermosphere. Next is homosphere. Homosphere is what? Homosphere is nothing but upper limit about 80 to 100 kilometer above mean sea level. So E will match with the 2 option. So these things are important, kindly note down. Coming to the next question, question number 5, where we have to find that which statements are correct and which are not correct, that is true and false. So we will read one by one. The fifth question number, first statement is what? The base of the stratosphere is cooler over the equator than over the poles. It is absolutely correct. Dry air is lighter than moist air. It is absolutely correct. Aurora australis are called as photometeors. So is it correct? No, they are not correct. Similarly, the last statement is chlorofluorocarbons, their CFC act as catalyst to break down ozone. So is this correct? Yes, it is absolutely correct. That's why CFCs are banned, because they are causing harm to our ozone layer. Next, coming to the next question. So here option number D will be correct. True, true, false and true. Coming to the next question, question 6. Here it is asking again which statements are true and which are false. So we will know one by one. First we'll read the statements. So first statement is what? So here first I will tell you that here in the all the statement you have to read, because it will give you an idea about the concept. Higher concentration of carbon dioxide causes greater rate of diffusion into the leaf. It is correct. It is absolutely correct statement. Next is higher concentration causes, that is the concentration of carbon dioxide, causes higher photosynthesis in the mesophytes of the leaf. So it is also correct statement. Next is long-term exposure of elevated carbon dioxide causes complete opening of stomata. It is not correct, it is false. Then long-term exposure of higher carbon dioxide concentration causes reduction of water loss due to transpiration. This correct statement. So here true, true, that is first two statements are true, then false, then true. So option B will be the correct option for the question number 6. Coming to question number 7, again the kind of question is you have to analyze whether which statement is correct and which is not. Question number 7 is, first statement, pedosphere exists at the interface of lithosphere and atmosphere only. It is incorrect. Why? Because pedosphere exists at the interface of lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere as well as biosphere. So all these 4 sphere, pedosphere exists at the interface of them. It is incorrect. Rainfall gradient is more in the boundary between 2 biomes. It is correct. Next is what? Next is climate stable grassland ecosystems are characteristics of the temperate zone. It is also a correct statement. So here option number A will be correct, false, true, true. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 8. So thermal inversion in the lower layers of the atmosphere is responsible for what? It is responsible for the partially trapping and partially dispersion of the pollutant because of this thermal inversion phenomena which is taking place in the lower layer of our atmosphere. That means in the tropospheric layer. Coming to the next, that is question number 9. Question number 9 is what? We have to read. Spatial resolution is finest for the images obtained through sensor placed at which place? So when the sensors are placed at the geostationary platform, so option A will be correct, then only we can get the finest for the images. So finest image we can get when only we have placed our sensors in the geostationary platform. Coming to the next question. Next question number 10. Which process accounts for the fact that the water on earth now is the same? So same amount of water is present in our earth that has been on earth 4 billion years ago. It is due to what? Due to water cycle, that is hydrological cycle or hydrologic cycle. Option D will be correct. Let's move to the next question. Question number 11. Question number 11 is assessment and reasoning. We have to read. Ozone occurs in significant amount in the lower stratosphere. It is correct. It is produced by the photochemical reaction in this region of the atmosphere. It is also correct. Yes. So both the statements are correct and reason is the correct explanation of the assertion statement. Let's move to the next question. Question number 12. Again assertion and reasoning kind of question. So here reducing the phosphorus loading by eliminating phosphates in detergents will have little effect in a region with nitrogen limited surface water. It is actually, the statement is what? The statement is actually a correct statement. So you have to see here, the statement is correct. When we are reducing the phosphorus loading by eliminating phosphates in detergents, will have very little effect in the region where nitrogen has limited surface water. So surface water, if it is having limited nitrogen, then it will have very less impact if we are reducing the phosphorus load. Next reason is reductions in a non-limiting nutrient will not provide effective control unless its concentration can be reduced to a point where it becomes the limiting nutrient. So yes, this is also a correct statement. So this is telling that reduction in the non-limiting nutrient. So here non-limiting nutrient, it is phosphorus here, will not provide effective control unless its concentration can be reduced to a point where it becomes the limiting nutrient. So these both statements are correct, as well as the reason is the correct explanation for the assertion statements. Option A will be correct. Let's move on to the next question. Again, match the following. So here analytical techniques were given and we have to match with the elements which they are identifying. So next we'll see the list one, XRF, that is X-ray fluorescent technique. So what it will match? It will match with the elements. So X-ray fluorescent is used to analyze the elements. Nephelometry, we all know, it is to check the turbidity. So A2, B3, that means it is coming towards the B statement. So B option it is coming. So here you should not get confused, because here also one statement is giving same 2, 3. We have to do all the 4. So IR spectroscopy, that is infrared spectroscopy, and what it will match? It will match with the functional group. It used to help to find the functional group. And gas chromatography, in which we can analyze polyaromatic hydrocarbon. So gas chromatography, so C will match with 1 and D with 4. So option D will be actually correct, that is A2, B3, C1 and D4. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 14. Again match the following and what disease is caused by which metal or which element. So it is very important and frequently asked question. Mercury, it is in causing the Minamata disease, we all know. Next is what? Cadmium. Cadmium is causing the Itai disease. So what it is matching? A with 4 and the cadmium, which we all know, it will match with 2. So C with 2. So we will see where it is there. A with 4, C with 2. Yes, option B is there. Even if we don't know the other thing, we can select the option B. But here we have to know all the things. So here we will match with the copper. So copper, it causes what disease? It causes the Wilson's disease. You should note down. It may be new for some people. And next, what is that? It is arsenic. Arsenic causes cancer. Yes, arsenic poisoning can cause cancer. So here, what will be the correct option? Option B will be the correct option. Mercury will match with the Minamata disease and copper will match with Wilson disease, and cadmium, Itai, arsenic will cause cancer. So let's move on to the next question. So the next question number 15 is, again we have to find which are the true statement and which are false. Let us read one by one. Gases dissolved in the water and organic solvents become less soluble with increasing temperature. It is actually a correct statement. Yes, it is correct. When the temperature increases, the solubility of the gases, it decreases. Yes. Now we will see next statement. Carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur contained in soil organic matter are in descending order. That means carbon is maximum percentage, then nitrogen followed by phosphorus. So it is actually a true statement which is present in the organic matter in the soil. Next is, there are only 2 phases in all the biogeochemical cycle. So this is actually a wrong statement, because if you take one example of phosphorus cycle, it does not have a gaseous phase, but it is mentioning there are 2 phases in all the biogeochemical cycle, which is absolutely wrong. So in some cycle it is having exception, and so here what will be the correct option? True, true, false. That means option number A will be correct option. Let's move on to the next question, question number 16. So here question number 16 will be what? Question number 16 is, first option we have to read. First statement, oils have lower melting point. So oils have lower melting point, it is absolutely a correct statement. In saturated fats, the fatty acid possesses triple bond. This is absolutely wrong. Why? Because saturated fats are having a single bond only. They don't have triple bond. And similarly, unsaturated fat have one or more double bonds. So you should note down, saturated fat have only single bond, but unsaturated fat, they have one or more single bonds in them. Next statement is Vanaspati, that is vegetable ghee is prepared by hydrogenation technique. It is absolutely correct. Next is ethane is an example of alkyne. It is wrong. Ethane is an example of what? Alkane, not alkyne. So Alkane. So first is true, then false, then true, then false. Which is the correct statement? So here in B it is given like that: true, false, true, false. Coming to the next question, question number 17. Very chocolate question, very repeatedly asked. Which of this following radical is regarded as the detergent of the atmosphere? So correct option will be OH radical is called as the detergent of the atmosphere. And you have to comment me in the comment section that why it is called as the detergent of the atmosphere, because I have explained many times this concept. Next, coming to the question 18. Question 18 is which of the following is not an example of the redox reaction? First of all, you should know what is a redox reaction. Redox reaction is a reaction in which both oxidation and reduction takes place. That means the oxidation number increases as well as it decreases. So here in the first option you can see CuO plus H2 gives Cu plus H2O. So here what happens is, you can see here the oxidation state of copper is +2, and here when it is converted to 0, that is the oxidation state. Whereas in case of hydrogen it is 0, and when it is converted to water, its oxidation state becomes what? It's become 1. Similarly, it is a kind of redox reaction, but it is asking which is not a redox reaction. Next, coming to the next equation, Fe2O3 plus 3CO, carbon monoxide. Here iron, the oxidation state is +3, and when it is converted to iron, so in Fe2O3 it is +3, in Fe what is that? It is 0. Next, similarly, we are coming to the carbon. Carbon here it is what? It is having the +2 here it is +2, and in the result side, what is the oxidation state? It is +4. Yes. So it is increasing and here it is decreasing. So both the things are happening. So it is also redox reaction. Next is 2K plus F2 gives 2KF. Here what happens? Here both the oxidation state on the left hand side, reactants are 0. But here what happens is K, it gains first 1, that is +1 oxidation state, and F is having -1 oxidation state. So here also redox reaction, but now it is only one thing, that is the last, so it will be the not an example of redox reaction. Why? We will see here, that is Ba, that is barium is having +2 as the oxidation state, and after reaction also BaSO4 it is having the +2 as the oxidation state. So in this way it is only not a equation which is a redox reaction, which is not showing both oxidation and reduction, but these three are showing the redox reaction. So option D will be the correct option. Coming to the next question, question number 19. Which among the following chemical is not responsible for the eye irritation during photochemical smog? So it is telling which is not responsible. Photochemical smog equation you should be knowing, is very frequently asked, and here the correct option will be what? Correct option will be formaldehyde. Yes, acrolein, peroxyacetyl nitrate, ozone, they are the chemical which are responsible for the eye irritation during the photochemical smog. But formaldehyde also released by the plants, it is also a group 1 carcinogenic substance, that is the formaldehyde, which is also released from the cell metabolism of every organism and plants also. So it is not responsible for the eye irritation during photochemical smog. So let's move to the next question, question number 20. Which of the following metals is involved in the blockage of the hemoglobin biosynthesis, thus leading to the development of anemia? So which metal blocks our hemoglobin in our blood? So here correct option will be, it will be lead. Yes, this is blocking our hemoglobin and leading to the development of anemia. So in this video only we have discussed these 20 questions because it is getting lengthier. So next video we will try to cover up more questions. Stay tuned for the next video. Don't forget to subscribe the channel to get further updates. See you guys in our next video. Till then, keep smiling and believe in yourself.